Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about my favorites for the month of April. So I'm really late to film this video. It's already the 15th of April now that I'm filming. So okay, let's start. So last month it was really cold at the beginning of the month. It didn't last, but it was really cold. So it was for me I had the opportunity then to wear this fragrance, and it is Exquisite embroidery. Yes, again, these bottles are really pretty, but they get dirty really easily. So this fragrance basically reminded me, when I tried it, of Jo Malone, what is it, the rose and oud one. Okay, yeah, I'm really bad at reminding the names of the fragrance, but yes, I believe you can see which one I'm talking about. So when I first tried it, I thought, okay, I think I don't need it, because to me it seems like, I don't know, something like a mixture of this Jo Malone fragrance, this rose oud fragrance, and maybe a bit of MFK, what is it, oud satin mood. So I had some vibes of these two fragrances in this one, and I thought I didn't need it because of that. But still, I couldn't I just kept smelling this one. I couldn't stop smelling it. So I thought, okay, I'm really intrigued. There is something that is really appealing to me in this one that I don't have in the other ones. And I believe this is the ambergris here that I really enjoy, because it's quite dirty, I would say. You know, the mix of, I think there's some patchouli also. I smell patchouli here with the ambergris. And it has the mixture of the two. It has something like a bit animalic and earthy that I really enjoy, and that is really addictive. So I really like that. This earthy ambergris with the rose. Yeah, it smells really beautiful. I really like this one. So this is the strongest fragrance that I wore this month, and this is the first one that I wore because it was really cold at the beginning of the month. My next one is a beautiful purple fragrance, and it is Iris de Nuit by Heeley. So it's called Iris de Nuit, but to me at first I smelled most the violet in this fragrance than the iris. But of course the iris is here, so you have this beautiful combination of iris and violet. It works perfectly well. This is not new, but what I really enjoy in this one is the fresh green opening with the ambrette and the angelica. And this is so pretty. It has some a woody base also. I don't know exactly which notes, but this is so pretty. Completely unisex. Yeah, all my fragrances are unisex, I believe. But oh yes, this one is so pretty. It reminds me somehow, yeah, it's giving me some vibe of Dior, but I don't know. I think this one is just so pretty. Like yeah, it is so dreamy. If you love violet, iris fragrances, you love Dior, I think this is a good one to try. Okay, my next fragrance is a Guerlain. What a surprise. And it is from the Elixir Charnel collection. It is French Kiss. So I don't think that you can see the name on the bottle, but yeah. And yes, this one just makes me feel so pretty. I just love this one. It smells like, yeah, it has a lipsticky vibe to it. It really does smell like a lipstick with this red fruit vibe, and the iris, the rose, the violet, and some vanilla in the base. This is so pretty. It has a little bit of a vintage vibe, I would say, but this is so elegant and pretty. I really love it. Yeah, definitely prefer this one to the new release Rose Chérie, that has kind of the same vibe, I would say. Yeah, I think it has some almond too in this one. Also, yes, just so pretty. But yes, I do prefer this one to Rose Chérie, but you know, as this one is discontinued, if I finish my bottle, maybe one day I will jump on Rose Chérie, I don't know. So let's continue with the Guerlain ones. And my next one is a fragrance that I wore last month, and I was so happy about it. I wanted to wear it again, so I did. And it is Angelic Noir. So I wore this one a lot to go out last month. So I had many occasions, hopefully, to go out. Yeah, so yeah, everything is not completely finished, but now we have more occasion to have a social life, so I'm enjoying more and more the fragrances that I used to wear to go out, and this one was one of them. So I love the green opening. The Angelica note in this one is so pretty. So if you love this note, you definitely need to try this one. It's a bit, yeah, of course it's green, but it's crunchy, you know, at the same time. I have this impression of a crunchy greenness with these pear notes. So these two notes were perfectly well together. And after that, I have no idea what's in it. Just that I have also a beautiful vanilla behind. And this is just gorgeous. I had many compliments about this one. Usually I just mention it if you're interested by it. But, you know, I don't wear fragrances to get compliments. I just wear it for myself. But I had many compliments with this one. My next one is also a Guerlain. And it is from the same collection. It is Joyeuse Tubéreuse. So this was my first fragrance from this collection. A beautiful green fragrance, green floral. So if you love green florals, you definitely need to try this one also. This is, I don't know if this is my favorite from the collection, but I'm really attached to it because this was my first one, the first one that I bought. So I love this green feeling at the beginning. Not like a grass, but most like, yes, a bit grassy, but most like a sap, like I don't know, I would be cutting lilies and I could smell the sap of the lilies. And I have definitely more lilies than tuberose to my nose. And I have this mix of creamy white florals with a beautiful vanilla again behind. Such a pretty one, beautiful for spring. My next fragrance is one that I don't wear a lot. I don't know why. I think I should wear this fragrance more. And it is Rolling in Love by Kilian. Okay, this is quite dirty also. Sorry about that. If it's focusing. Yes, okay. So this fragrance is a creamy white floral again, but it has something nutty to me. It definitely has almond, but something like a milky almond note, like almond milk. I don't know if it makes sense, but and mixed with some other nuts, something like maybe chestnut or hazelnut, something like that. That is really almost gourmand, but really inviting. This is the word for it. I think this fragrance is really inviting. And this is one that I love to wear just for myself when I want to go to bed. But yeah, I think it's really comforting. So I love to wear it as an evening scent or more like a bedtime scent. And yeah, I really enjoy it. So it has this creamy tuberose. It's supposed to have vanilla, but I smell more the tonka bean than the vanilla in this one. And of course I have this overdose of almond milk. It has the same vibe of Tubéreuse Castane by Maison Lancôme. So if you love Rolling in Love, I think you should maybe give a try to Tubéreuse Castane. They don't smell identical, but they have this similar creamy tuberose with something nutty behind that is really addictive. And yes, I really enjoyed it. I don't know why I don't wear it that much. Maybe I don't have many occasions to wear that one, because I think, yeah, it's really inviting. So yeah. My next fragrance is a fragrance from Armani Privé collection, and it is Rouge Malakit. Malakite, I never know. But yeah, I really enjoy this spicy, peppery opening, a bit fresh also, but it seems that this fragrance was quite polarizing lately. I saw many reviews saying that they loved or they hate this one. For me, this is a love. I think this is also really addictive. Yeah, I love the opening, and also I love after that this creamy tuberose mixed with the ylang-ylang. This is really beautiful. This is really solar. This is almost tropical. It has a beautiful sillage and projection. This is one that I also really enjoy to go out. This is usually not one that I wear during the day. So yes, for spring, summer, as an evening scent, for me this is really, really perfect. Really enjoyed it. My next one is another solar tropical, I would say, fragrance, and it is Ylang Ylang Nosy Bee by Perris Monte Carlo. So yeah, this one is, I don't know, to my nose I would say mainly Ylang Ylang. It's hard for me to detect anything else, but yeah, it's a bit spicy also. Yeah, I think it's cardamom. That is, yeah. So I have something spicy like cardamom and lots of Ylang Ylang. And after that, basically that's it for me. And I have also a beautiful vanilla in the background that is coming really beautifully on my skin. So in the end I have really a mix of Ylang Ylang and vanilla with a little bit of spiciness. So it's so pretty on my skin. It works perfectly well. I love this one also. This is like summer in a bottle, but this is quite strong. So in summer it's a little bit harder for me to wear it. Even, yeah, maybe more for the night as an evening scent, a summer evening scent, or something to remind you of summer for spring. Yeah, I really enjoyed it also. My next fragrance is a soft jasmine fragrance, and it is Jasmin d'Eau by Maison Lancôme. Ah yes, so this one is a really pretty soft jasmine. It has nothing indolic in this one, not at all. So you don't like indoors in fragrances, in floral fragrances, yes, try this one. And it has this fruity touch. I don't know if it's coming from jasmine or if there's osmanthus here, but I feel like something peachy, apricotty, and something like a watery tea jasmine. Yeah, it smells a bit white, green with the touch of pink to me, if I would give this some colors, I don't know. I really like it. This is an easy one also to wear, one you could definitely wear to go to work. It's quite inoffensive to me, but still really pretty. A perfect day scent for spring and summer, yeah. My next fragrance is a fruity fragrance, which is quite strong. I sprayed it and now this is the only thing I can smell. So this is by Floraiku. It is one umbrella for two. So this is really a great one for, let's say, middle seasons like spring and autumn. So I'm not really into fruity fragrances, but when they are really good, I really appreciate them. And this one is really good. So this is, to me, I get blackcurrant. I had something like red fruits, but definitely blackcurrant with something nutty behind. So I have this impression of, is it something like rice or matcha tea, hazelnut, you know, this kind of really addictive notes and attractive notes to me. I don't know, I have something like a mix of these notes, like if you were cooking something like yeah, it has a pastry smell, definitely gourmand, like, I don't know, a cookie or muffin or something you would cook with some hazelnut powder or matcha with some blackcurrant, something like that. But this is so addictive. I just keep smelling the paper in my wrist. It's so pretty, really strong. You don't need a lot, you see. This is what is left of this travel spray, and I've been wearing it a lot already. You just need 1 or 2 spray and you're good to go. You're gonna have it the whole day. It's projecting. It's and the longevity is crazy. Like on my clothes, 1 week after that, if you don't, I don't know if it's on a scarf, something like that, you could still smell it. Yeah, another good one. The only problem for me is the price. It's really expensive, this collection. So this is why I get the travel size. For me, it's enough because, yeah, a little goes a long way, I believe. My next one is also a fruity fragrance, and it is Nectarine, you can see it, Nectarine Blossom and Honey by Jo Malone. So this is one of the only fruity fragrance also that I really enjoy, because I think it's quite realistic. The nectarine smell in this scent, in this fragrance, is really good. Like, I feel like I'm eating a nectarine, like I'm having my nose into it. Yeah, so good. And I also have something like some greenness, like you have the smell of the kernel of something like that. It's so good, without smelling you know, too shampooy. Or this is a problem with the fruity fragrances to me, because most of them remind me of shampoo. So yeah, I don't have the it's not really the case with this one, so which is a good sign. Yes, it's really pretty, quite realistic, and I really enjoy it. The only problem for me is the let's say the performance of this one. This is not something that I criticize a lot, you know. To me, performance is not really something important, but to me, I know that it's something important for other people. But in that case, I would really enjoy this one would long much more, because at some point, okay, I was really happy to smell it, but after 2 hours on me, I had nothing more, so I was a bit disappointed. So okay, it's a cologne, you can reapply, but still. So in the end, I just changed the fragrance that I was wearing. And the next one that I was wearing after this one is Un Jardin sur la Lagune by Hermès. So this one is from the Jardin collection. So I think this is the first one that Christine Nagel created by herself. She created another one, but Jean-Claude and Elena was still there at the time, so they created it together, but this is the first one she created alone. And this is, I would say, maybe the stronger of the collection. This one has, talking about performance, this one has great performance, it projects, the longevity also is crazy. So definitely something at the opposite of what Jean-Claude and Elena was doing, let's say. But still, I think that it has completely its place in this collection. It has some vibe of this Jardin collection, but being different, you know. I don't know if you understand what I want to say, but okay. What does it smell like? To me, this one is an explosion of Pittosporum. So Pittosporum is the note that I smell the most in this one. So this is a white floral, but that is quite green and spicy, I would say. A bit peppery, with some honeyed and vanilla facet. So this note works perfectly well with the other notes in this fragrance. I have also some magnolia and lilies. So this is still green, let's say, white floral. But I have also something like an impression of orange blossom in this one. Maybe because of the honeyed facet of the Pittosporum, but it's giving me some orange blossom vibe, you know. Even maybe it's the color of the bottle, I don't know, but I have this impression, you know. And yes, I have also some whiffs of fresh salty air from the coast, or I don't know, but this is really well made. I'm really enjoying this one. And after the bad longevity and poor projection of this one, I was really craving for Un Jardin sur la Lagune, so this is one that I wore. So for the next fragrances, I believe if you watch my channel lately, you maybe know what I will be talking about. So these are fragrances from the private collection by Givenchy. So the first one is Oiseau. So I've been talking about Pittosporum in this one, Un Jardin sur la Lagune, and basically this one, it's also a great Pittosporum fragrance. So yes, let me smell it again. Yes, yes, definitely. Yes, Pittosporum, really spicy in that case, like it was enhanced with pepper. So it's really enhancing this peppery facet, I would say, of the Pittosporum. But it's also creamy, really white floral with the that reminds me of lilies. So it has this greenness, it's really beautiful. And in the evolution I have more of the, let's say, vanillic facet of the Pittosporum with the, I believe they added also some vanilla in the base. And maybe something woody also, but it's really great. So if you love peppery, spicy fragrances, if you love the note of Pittosporum or wild flowers, lilies, I don't know. Maybe this one would be great for you too, but yeah, for spring, this is a great one too. My next one is from the same collection and it is Sans Artifice. So this one is the soft, tender one, I would say, from the collection. So I have this ginger, beautiful ginger note in the opening. I love ginger. This is something that I eat, that I drink a lot. And it has this ginger tea smell. But it has something also really tender, rosy. So I detect a little bit of rose in the middle. Yeah, and it's a really tender, pretty fragrance. It could have been more, let's say, in the spicy side because of the ginger, but no, it's staying really quiet, beautiful, well balanced. So I really like this one too. It's not one that is, let's say, in your face, yes, compared to the other fragrances maybe that I wore this month. But it's a really easy one to love, I would say, easy one to wear, quite inoffensive also if you want to have a nice, pretty day scent to go to work. So this one would work perfectly well. So my next one is also from the same collection. So I've been wearing these three a lot this month. So this one is my favorite from the collection. It is Trouble-fête. Yeah. So it's a pretty fruity fragrance also with the note of fig, but it's also quite green at the same time. And yes, you know, I love green fragrances, but without going to the bitter territory, it's still fruity, pretty elegant, like something casual chic, I would say also. Like effortless chic and pretty elegant, everything. Yeah, no, I really enjoy this one. It has also a note of sesame that I find really addictive in fragrances, and this is the case in this one. So I like the mix of the greenness, the fig, and the sesame note. And it has also something, I would say, more floral, maybe in the middle. Yeah, I don't know if it's jasmine, orange blossom. That it has something, you know. It has some floral note here. Yeah, but what I get the most, of course, is the fruitiness of the fig, the greenness, and the sesame note, which is really, really pretty. And at the beginning, it's quite green, but in evolution, it's becoming a little bit more roasted, I would say, a bit more smoky, without going to the smoky, really, territory. It doesn't smell like incense, but it's like the sesame note becomes a little bit more roasted, I would say. So after this one, I wore also another fig fragrance that I really enjoy, and it is by Dior. It is Balade Sauvage. So this one is really great. I think this is quite underrated because in this collection, I don't really often hear about this one in particular, but this is a really, really great one. I think fig is a really great note for, you know, end of spring, beginning of summer. This is a note that is quite tricky for me. It can be a hate or love, but in that case, for this one, it is really a love. So it has something green, a bit sharp in the opening, with this greenness, I don't know. And I have this fig note, which is not really dominant, I would say. I can get it, but it's beautifully blended with the other notes and have something like an impression of sun. I don't know, it's strange to describe, but the impression that I have is like I'm coming back from the beach and I'm eating some fruit. You know, like you have this scent of hot skin, maybe a little bit of sand. Yeah, it's like hot skin, sand and fig with some greenness. Hard to describe, but this is really a feeling that you get in this one, more than notes, I would say. It's maybe more difficult to me to distinct the notes in this fragrance, but I have more global landscape. Yeah, I have beautiful imagery from this one, and it's bringing me back then lots of memories from my childhood when I was going to spend my holidays, my summer holidays in the Leland, in the south of France. And this one really reminds me of that, even if it doesn't have this pine note. It would be really great because, yeah, but no, it doesn't have that. But still, this is really, I don't know, a comforting fragrance to me, and still really great and quite elegant. And also I'm sure men would really enjoy this one too, but I think it's also completely unisex. I'm wearing it, I'm loving it, but I think that maybe it would be more appealing for men. My next one is also another great fig fragrance. May I say wonderful green fragrance, wonderful fig fragrance, and it is Ichnusa by Profumum Roma. Same thing, I never hear about this one. And I think this is my favorite one from this brand, but okay. No one seemed to talk about this one, but this is, if you love green fig fragrances, you definitely have to check this one. This is really, really great. So, yes, and it's so strong. Like I'm spraying it, I'm sure it's filling the room. So, what I have something like a green fig note, more like leaves. It really smells like fresh leaves, sap, grass, something minty that's tingling my nose. Yeah, I really have this impression of mint. And this is so good. Okay, sorry, I had to stop because my kid woke up. So, what was I saying? Okay, about Ichnusa. So this one also is really strong. It's an extrait de parfum, I believe. So a little goes a long way also. You don't have to spray a lot. And it's just such a really great fragrance. So underrated. And yes, if you love fig, if you love green fragrances, just put your nose on this one. Okay, so my next fragrance is a new fragrance in my collection. I was really happy to get it, and it is Rose America. So, yeah, by Nuit Nomade. Sorry. So, this one I tried it maybe last year. I got a sample of this one, and I thought, okay, at some point I will have to need this fragrance in my collection because I really enjoy it. I have nothing similar. I really like the picture that I have when I'm smelling this fragrance. So, yeah. So this one basically is a let's say a sandy rose to me. It smells like a rose that would grow from the sand. I don't know if there is something like this, like rose bushes that would grow in the sand, like wild rose, something like that, the sandy wild rose. So it's a rose and carnation fragrance, and I believe that's the carnation that's giving me this impression, because carnation is, it has this, I would say not smoky, but a bit rough side. It could be slightly leathery, but to me it's something like an impression of a rough material, something that it's not smooth and regular, but really has some asperities, something that's giving me this impression of the smell of sand. And this is exactly what it's giving to me in this fragrance. It's giving me the impression of this rose growing from the sand. And I have also detected something like a vegetal musk. So I believe there's ambre too. And this vegetal aspect is giving me the smell of the bushes, the smell of the vegetation that is growing in the sand. So this is what I really, really enjoy in this fragrance. Yeah, and it's a soft, fruity rose. So this is the kind of not, I would say, it's hard for me to explain that, but There are different type of rose. One that is reminded me, let's say, more of the Middle East. One that is reminding me more of France and the south of France. So the centifolia rose that has this, yeah, beautiful different facets that I love. And this one, I believe, to me is the Bulgarian one because of this fruity, joyful, you know, facet that is really pretty. Yes, and this one also has a hint of fruitiness in the opening. So usually fruit notes goes really well, especially red fruits. Yeah, pear also works really well, lychee. Okay, so fruity notes work really well with the Bulgarian rose. So I believe here it's Bulgarian rose. Bulgarian, sorry, it's hard to say. Bulgarian rose. So it has, you know, this joyful, simple kind of rose, I would say. Something that is not trying to do too much, you know. So this is what I really enjoy. It's like a pretty simple, wide rose that is growing from the sand. So this is how I would describe this one. And this is a really good one. Also, I would say underrated because I never hear about this one, but you know, never mind. I really enjoy this one and I'm wearing it. Okay, and the last one that I wore before I talk about my discoveries of the month. Oh yes, this is so great. So maybe you can guess. This month I wore also again Nerolia vetiver. So indeed this is a really great blind buy. I would say successful blind buy. I really enjoy this one. Yeah, I think it's a great Aqua Allegoria release, and for sure I'm gonna wear it even more this summer. It's a great neroli fragrance. If you love neroli, try this one. It has also the note of fig and vetiver. It's supposed to have the note of basilic, but I don't really have that one. Hopefully, because basilic, I said basilic, but it's basil in English. Basil is not really a note that I enjoy. I don't know, it reminds me something not really pleasant to my nose. And yeah, this one, oh, if you can focus, yes. This one was another great release to me. And yeah, just really enjoyed it. Now that I'm wearing it maybe now I have something a little more honeyed from it, but yeah, it's still really pretty. The neroli in this one is really great, so a really great one. So now let's talk maybe about the discoveries of the month, because I had lots of fragrances, and I had a few discoveries also that I wore also this month. So I don't know how I was able to wear all these fragrances. I think I changed maybe, yeah, several times, I don't know. So let's talk about my discoveries of the month. Now, the first one is one that I discovered, I believe, in March, but I forgot to talk about it, and I wore it this month. So it is Parade. So this is one I believe that I compared to, yes, by Celine. Okay, it's better. I believe this is one that I compared also to Nerolia vetiver by Guerlain. And this one I would say is drier, maybe less sweet than Nerolia vetiver, but it's also a really great one. I think it has also the note of neroli and vetiver. It is really great. So far it may be my favorite one from this collection. Yes, I think so. So I love the citrus in this one are just beautiful. I love bergamot, and the bergamot here is really beautiful. I love the neroli in it. So fresh, so great. It smells really like fresh, clean. Yeah, like a fresh, clean shirt. Elegant, beautiful. I really love this one. I think I would need it at some point. So yeah, they are quite expensive, so I ordered just a travel size for this one. So I don't know if you know that, but you can order travel size from the Celine website, which are really less expensive. Okay, maybe I'm gonna put this, yeah. So which are really less expensive than the big bottles that are really, I don't know, 200, 300 euro. That's, yeah, again, that's a lot. But for 80 euro, I believe you can have 2 travel size of this collection, to 10, 15 ml, I believe. And I bought 2, so I bought this one and black tie. So yeah, I'm still waiting for them. They should come in 1 or 2 days. But And I'm really happy to get this one because the travel spray, this one would be a perfect one to go on holidays, to take with me for holidays, for the summer holidays. I just really love it. Completely unisex. The whole collection to me smells really unisex, like men and women could really enjoy it, enjoy these fragrances. So yeah, I definitely see myself wearing it this summer, and I'm sure men would really enjoy it too. Okay, so now my first real discovery of the month. It was a blind buy, so I believe you can guess. I talked about it on my channel, I reviewed it. So it is Perris Exquisite. Okay, how to show you the bottle? It's really reflective, so. So this one, okay, I already talked about it, so maybe I can give you an update of my impression of this fragrance. So what I can tell you more about this one. I still have this, let's say, fresh and, okay, I'm trying to put it somewhere, you can see, okay. I still have something like a contrast between these fresh notes in the opening and the warm spices in this one. So this is funny because it's to me an overdose of cardamom, and cardamom is usually used in warm fragrances. It has this warm vibe, but here it's really fresh and cold, I would say almost cold. So it has this cold and warm aspect in this fragrance. So it's really spicy. To me it's more about the cardamom than the coffee. The coffee is really underneath to me. I would have appreciated more, maybe more creaminess, more coffee, and maybe something like floral notes in the middle, but they didn't go, maybe it was the easiest way of doing it, but they didn't do it like this. And it is the softest from the range. So if for you this range was a little bit off-putting, can you say that? Out-putting, off-putting? I don't know, because it was too strong. And you love spices, I recommend you to try this one. And yeah, I liked it, but it had something in the middle to me that reminded me of a smell of cardboard or something like that. I said today, you know, this toilet paper cardboard. I know it smells really awful, but no, I'm sorry, I don't know. I believe this is something like a woody note that's reminding me here of this, but I don't know which one. Maybe sandalwood. Does it have sandalwood? Maybe that's the sandalwood. You know, sandalwood on my skin is strange. It's behaving really strangely, so maybe that's it. But still, I think this is a nice release. I wouldn't say a great release, I would say a nice release, because this is different from what we used to have. I love the contrast they were able to create in this one. I think it's really interesting. This is an interesting release. Is it one that I would be wearing a lot? I don't know. Honestly, I see myself wearing it more for fall maybe, but maybe the beginning of fall, you know, end of summer, beginning of fall, when it's not too cold but not too hot. But still one that would be putting me more into the fall vibe, yeah, without being too strong. Okay, so well, for this discovery, yes, about the performance, I don't remember if I talked about this, but the performance of this one, I think people won't be happy about it if they love this collection, because this collection, I said, is really strong. They have great projection, great sillage, great longevity. For me, this one had great longevity. I could still smell it 12 hours later on my skin, but the projection and the sillage was really, really poor. Like, you had really to be close to the person to smell it. So yeah, if it's something important for you, I prefer to say it. Okay, my next discovery of the month. So I believe I tried this one really at the end of the month, maybe the last day of the month, something like that, but still it was in April. So it is a Tubéreuse fragrance, maybe you can guess, and it is a French flower by Matière Première. Yeah, so this one is a beautiful Tubéreuse fragrance. It's supposed to be something like a soliflor, but I think that yes, there are some other notes that are enhancing all the different facets of the Tubéreuse. This is strange, okay. I have something like a duality, can you say that? Like two aspects of the Tubéreuse in this one. Like, I don't know if this is the case, like I could smell two different type of tuberose in this one. So I don't know, I had this impression of, I heard that he used the technique of enfleurage, but I get it, but not completely. I have still this stronger, maybe a little bit more animalic tuberose that has more character, I would say. Maybe mixed with the creamy, soft, pretty, almost innocent tuberose that you have with the enfleurage technique. So I believe maybe he used both. I don't know. Maybe this would be a question to ask him. But I also have a beautiful note of pear that is quite realistic, so I really enjoy that. I believe it has some ginger also, so I have some spiciness, and I have something like dusty behind, you know. So I believe this is coming from the ambroxan, and you know, to me this is a note usually that doesn't bother me most of the time, but here maybe it's bothering me a little bit at the end, but still it's helping a lot, I believe, with the projection and the longevity. It's amazing on this one. I can tell you it's amazing. Like on my clothes it stays forever. On my skin, I don't know, the next day I can still smell it on my skin, and my skin just drink all fragrances usually, and this one is still there. So yes, I'm just a little bit bothered by this dusty aspect, I would say, that is coming from the ambroxan, but still it's really, really good. Okay, so now briefly let's talk about my last discoveries of the month, because I believe this video is gonna be really, really long. Thank you if you stayed that long with me. So maybe you can guess by this pochon, I don't know, l'artisan parfumeur. So I believe you can guess what were my last discoveries of the month. So this is the Potager collection by l'artisan parfumeur. So this is, okay, the samples that I got. So I tried it in store, and then I ordered the samples because this collection I think is really, really great. So don't be afraid, I would say, because they used vegetables for each of these fragrances. So you have, I believe this one is the Tonka Blanc, yes. So this is the one they used, say cauliflower, I believe, in this one. This one would be the iris one, I believe. Yes, Iris de Gris. So I don't know why I speak with this English accent when I speak in French. You know, I'm Franglishing. Can you say that? So yeah, this one is the P1, and this one is they use anise, I believe, for this one. Cédra cédreuse. This is fennel. Yeah, this has this anise touch. This one's supposed to have the tomato, I believe, vetiver écarlate. So yeah, I didn't really get the tomato in this one, but I had basil, but they said there's no basil here. And this one was, to me, the most surprising, and it is Musc Amaranth. So I didn't really expect to like this one, because, you know, I don't like beetroot. The smell of beetroot, the taste of beetroot, only when it's raw, I like it. And yeah, in that case, it's working really, really well. It's really earthy, but really great. So I don't know, I think I'm gonna review this whole collection, so this is why I'm not talking more about it. But in the meantime, definitely, if you're intrigued, don't be afraid. You definitely need to give it a try, because this is a really great collection. I really enjoyed it, and I think it was a really great idea. The vegetables are not too strong, and they are also bringing still something interesting to the fragrances. So yeah, definitely one to try, and one that I discovered this month. So voila, these were all the fragrances that I really enjoyed this month wearing, and also my discoveries of the month. So I hope you enjoyed them. Tell me what you've been wearing this month, so for the month of April, and I hope to see you soon in my next video. Bye!